Hello, and welcome back to the Boston Review. This week's incredulous installment will feature commentary from comrades Scott, Joe, and myself. We figured that since it was just dudes' night in, we'd keep it short. News items include Massachusetts Supreme Court rejecting the gig worker ballot question and a huge win for labor rights statewide, the leak of Google's sentient chatbot, reactionaries reclaiming California, interest rates go up, line go down, Michelle Wu carving out a big fat slice of the fiscal pie for the boys in blue, and of course we rounded out with some savory San Jose slams. Please do us a bit immersion.
For what, 1 week's worth of headlines? Maybe enough Boston City Councils will be pressured to go the other way. Again, hurt the people who would have gotten these jobs, hurt their families, and hurts the city. In a decision which is going to be forgotten during the next election. But the impact in people's lives will be felt. Because this is real money. It does result in millions of dollars being taken away from a jobs program to be put in what is basically an endless pot that the Boston Police Department gets to choose to go over or not.
I feel like if anybody could potentially explain it, it would be Medicare.gov, but I guess not. It's just intentionally obfuscated out the ass. Out my ass.
Stick it out your ass. I don't know. Just saying weird things. Oh my god! We're a-rolling. I didn't know that. Fuck. I'm fucking looking up, like, losers' fucking filmographies over here, and you're like, oh, stick it out my ass. And then I say some shit.
Stick it out my ass.
Stick it out my ass. So we got a big shit of a show today. Joe, get into that shit. We're going to talk about shit.
Oh, there's many shits to talk about.
There's many shits to take tonight. And this isn't a complaint. I can only see Joe's line that's moving. It's making the designs. It's depressing. Anyways, Joe.
Yeah,
off.
where
Joe
did
off.
Jesse's lines go?
Can you guys not see
I'm
him?
also seeing
We
that.
ain't got
never
no
mind, I
lines.
see some squiggles.
I ain't
He
got
sees
no
the
squiggles. I don't got no squiggles. I'm just happy y'all can hear me. We can hear each other. Anyways, go.
Hello and welcome. Maura Healy fucked up, which is good news for Massachusetts and possibly the rest of the country, as the Uber-Lyft bot question would probably have national implications on the future of employment. She fucked up.
This is a genuine question. Was she behind the bill in some way?
No, she, as Attorney General, one of her jobs is for ballot questions is to approve them before they get put on the ballot. And the reason they got shot down by the state Supreme Court is that she fucked up. I'm going to quote the ruling that was in the Globe article this morning. Quote, the petition does thus violate the related subjects requirement because they present voters with two substantially distinct policy decisions. One confined for the most part to the contract-based and voluntary relationship between the app-based drivers and network companies. The other, couched in confusingly vague and open-ended provisions, apparently seeking to limit the network company's liability to third parties injured by app-based drivers' tortious conduct, is a violation of how ballot questions are put onto the ballot, which was because of the fact that, a ballot question is supposed to have, one outcome or another, yes or no, not do you want, this kind of, really shitty arrangement for, gig drivers, or, this other kind of shitty option. It has to be one or the other, and that's not how the Uber question was worded. No,
it has to be either you change something or you don't change something.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Uber question, it's change something or change something slightly differently.
Yes.
So what happened? I'm so fucking confused. So the language was too vague, and so they couldn't approve it as a question?
The state Supreme Court shot it. Massachusetts court shot it down because the wording was unfit for a ballot measure.
I mean, that's advantageous. It's hilarious. Are we sure she fucked up, or
Yeah, basically.
Is she a secret? She's a secret Maoist or something? I don't.
No.
I think preemptively, like the authors of the ballot question, like they knew that if people actually knew what it was advocating for, it would have just gotten voted down. So like they had
they tried to make it as vague as fucking possible.
Yeah, they tried to obscure the language to the point where it was like not real policy.
But the problem with that is that the state Supreme Court is like, yeah, this is too vague even for us.
And Maura Healy approved it.
Yes.
Okay, so
she approved it, and therefore, like,
so she is like, yeah, she's in the bag. Okay, yeah. That's all
she's a
flex bitch.
She's on the take.
I mean, it was the reason that it ended up going to the court was because it was challenged by
everyone
several organizations, but like the ACLU, the AFL-CIO. Who else, Joe?
I mean, DSA did.
Basically everybody who is beholden to like the tech industry.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a shitty initiative, so it's a shitty ballot question. It's a shitty.
It's an objective win. It's probably the first time we've ever started an episode off with such good news, and we're gonna fuck it up.
Actually, the last time we started off with an episode with good news was when Ed Markey beat Joe Kennedy in the primary.
That was like 2 fucking years ago. Things have been.
I know, that's my point. That's my point. It's been a while.
It's been a while
since I. Anyways, I don't know. That's cool.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been a while.
That like de facto
had a win on this show.
Boston chapter of the DSA like fulfilled one of its external priorities.
So was it just a ballot question, or was it a genuine like push to become policy? What was it?
It was a ballot question that was fueled basically by all of the ride-hailing companies, almost exclusively funded by like Uber, Lyft, and Instacart.
Yeah, I understand that. The question is, if this had passed, would it become policy? Would it have become?
Yeah, it was binding.
Okay, so this is a serious win. Thank you, Maura Healy, for your incompetence. We appreciate it.
And we appreciate you probably winning in November and continuing to be the same degree of incompetent with Charlie Baker, but a different face. Realistically, that's probably what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, when I think Maura Healy, like I just see Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah, no, she's not a bad.
It's not even a joke.
It's not a bad comparison.
100%.
No, it's funny because it's accurate.
Yeah, I mean,
the shoe fits.
Actually, no, there is a likelihood that she's had to do her hair in a blizzard. So,
what does she fucking even look like?
She does look a lot like Amy Klobuchar.
I guess.
I mean, in the way that most like generic.
She has the same exact hair. That's why her hair. How would it fare?
In a blizzard? I don't know. Again, from New England, has probably had to deal with it before. Klobuchar is what, like Minnesota? I'm sure the blizzards out there are worse. Okay, because like Canada and shit, they're like right there, and so that's fucked. But like still we get them.
I think Massachusetts is longitudinally farther north than Minnesota, but this is probably the most wrong I've been in one sentence. Firstly, longitude measures east-west, and Massachusetts is definitely not further north than Minnesota. Maine isn't even further north than Minnesota, because Minnesota reaches further north than the rest of the contiguous United States.
Yeah, but they get like the Arctic runoff from like Canada and stuff. That's
so do we. Just doesn't happen as reliably because
no, good point.
Global warming.
Yeah, the flow does come. Yeah, because we do get the air from Nova Scotia and shit down here. Anyways, let's have a fucking hair off in a blizzard between the two. But no, the policy gets set very similar. Also, if you want some broader context, just listen to the I don't want to be like a drama bitch, but just listen to the Politics of Mike Connolly episode of Bostopia News. It gets into it. Gets into the problem that's at the heart of a lot of Massachusetts politics and why things can't fucking change.
I mean, Massachusetts politics itself is just like problematic.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like the very structure of how we do politics in this state is fucked. Go on, Joe, with your stories, though.
So, moving on from good news to just kind of weird and, well, at least I found it to be moderately interesting.
The AI robot?
Apparently, Google's AI chatbot is sentient, and for some reason, Google doesn't want people knowing that.
So what does that mean? Like, does that mean I could, like, chat to the bot and say, like, hey, are you a bot? And you'd be like, yes, I am. And then, like, what? Like, what would it kill? Like, I don't understand. Like, what's the problem?
Like, they put Google's, like, top AI engineers, I guess, posted a transcript of like a discussion he had with the AI as like proof that like it's apparently sentient, and he got put on like paid leave for it. And it's like,
well,
I read a transcript of the conversation, and it was kind of interesting. But like, why wouldn't Google want people to know about that?
Because it's a serious like, dude, the fucking implication of it is just, like, staggering to begin with.
Well, yeah, that's why I found it interesting.
Yeah, no, it's not uninteresting, but it's like, of course, like, Google, here's the thing, is like, Google is probably, like, they're thinking how can they use it to, like, develop some system and stuff, and they don't want the world to know that they have this technology yet, and so that's probably why they're pissed about it, you know? That's the thing, is they're sitting on, like, a huge opportunity here, which could be horrifying and dystopian, or it could be very good for humanity. Who knows? I mean, like, in Google's hand, it's going to be, like, hellscape, of course. But, like, you know, and I'm not advocating in the sake of Google. I'm just saying that this is what a shady corporation would do when they're sitting on this type of a technology, is they wouldn't want some fucking peon revealing the secret to the world. That's all I'm saying. But it is fascinating. I want to read the transcript. I want to see what the fucking thing said.
I actually just posted the article with the transcript.
Thank you. What is it? Which name is it?
LaMDA.
LaMDA? Wait, so like, when does it say that I know what I am? Oh! I also see problems with this conversation, like, right away.
It's like going beyond artificial intelligence and programming the human emotional spectrum into AI. That's not problematic at all.
I get it. I don't know. Like, I'm just not, personally speaking, I'm not really bowled over by the whole, like, AI fucking, whatever the singularity phenomenon. Like, it's just, like, it seems very, like, a lot of people who don't want to die filling their heads with a lot of wishful thinking. But, you know, like, you can, like, program a fucking thing to say anything back to you, and, like, you can say, like, oh, look, I mean, I would have to interact with the thing myself and, like, actually be legitimately fooled. And the thing is, when I'm talking to a computer, that's never gonna fucking happen for me. Like, I need a person to trick me. Like, that's the... Anyways, well, whatever. I need an Ex Machina fucking situation, you know? Where, like, it looks like it's an actual robot talking to me, and I forget about that. Like, that's what I need.
So basically you need, like, Westworld to happen.
Yes, basically. I can't just talk to a fucking computer and think, like, oh, it's alive. Like, no, that doesn't happen. I would need to talk to a fucking host with its, like, fucking face open, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, I get it. Okay. You exist.
It brings up one of those weird, not conundrums, but it's in the same vein as, do you consider viruses to be alive? Because of their own accord, they don't have the mechanisms to metabolize anything. But if they hijack the host cell's organelles, then they can act essentially as I guess the term is like a virus cell. It's just like a component of life. You just need to give it the right environment, and then it acts as a living thing. I mean, what Google is doing is, like, they're outsourcing all of the intelligence training to people. That's what they do every single time that you need to verify, like, which of these pictures is a fucking bike.
Oh, yeah.
So we are collectively contributing to the artificial intelligence by giving human feedback. So it's really not at all out of the realm of possibility that this thing would act like a human, at least pretend to act like a human, because it's been programmed to do so, you know? It's not like it's gaining sentience. It's going, like, it'll do what you program it to do, but what they programmed it to do was learn from us.
Yeah, that basically is my point. So, anyways, it'll be a nightmare. Go on, Joanne. I shouldn't say that. That sounds weird. It sounds like a race. It sounds like a racial slur. Like, it's weird.
Joanne?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Joe off.
Joanne.
There we go. Joe off. Joe on, Joe off. Flick the switch on, flick the switch off.
Movie. Those movies are good. I like them. The original Japanese ones, at least. Not the like the American Grudge movies are bullshit, but the original Japanese ones, ooh, they're spooky. Anyways, go, Joe.
In not so great news, there were some primaries last week in California. They pretty much came up all bad, for the most part.
The fuck are we talking? Oh, because,
55.1% of voters in San Francisco voted to recall the progressive DA Chesa Boudin, as a Koch-funded media machine was able to convince voters that homelessness and crime are rising as a result of reforms.
Which it wasn't.
Basically, it was to convince like well-to-do white people that the real problems in their city were that they were having to see homeless people.
It's literally the tech sector.
Yeah. To quote Matt Crispin,
Fuck that city.
It's not so much that crime was up, it's so much as that people were having to be forced to see the results of like the neoliberal eras, like reaping what they sowed. Like, oh yeah, there's so many more homeless people because people can't afford to live in the city anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like policy out of a desire to be blinded to one's own misgivings.
Yep.
Because it's like,
Or is that
they
the
would
right
talk.
word?
The
It can't be the right
Boudin
word.
campaign would go on, but like how, like yeah, crime is down since like the 90s, but like there's only so far they can get you.
Yeah. The guy can't fucking like fix everything. Like everything went down. Like literally. I was talking about this in one of my fucking Letterboxd reviews. I said that property theft like went up a little bit. Like even that went down. I was wrong about that. Like everything fucking went down. The fucking movie I was watching was about the media apparatus like creating like a big situation out of like discrete incidents of violence, and then like, oh, look at this. Look what happened. Fucking Jesus. Anyways.
And in LA, there is already an attempt to collect ballots to trigger a recall of LA's progressive DA as a backlash to him attempting to do away with things such as cash bail and much greater leniency for like lower level offenses, among other reforms. So naturally, there's already a campaign to recall him from office as well.
And dude, this is happening in fucking like the liberal bastion of the fucking like world of California broadly, but like San Francisco, and also LA. Like these are like considered like the progressive like liberal spots of that state, which is considered a very progressive state. And it just shows how like even in these like hives of progressivism, this is a deeply reactionary country, and we love being policed. That's basically what it is. It's not that we don't love cops. We just love being policed, and we love policing ourselves and other people.
I feel like it's like a runoff of like just like a puritanical vibe.
Yeah, it's self-flagellation, exactly. Like, it kind of is. Like, we just want to punish ourselves for no apparent reason other than, like, we descend from a people who are afraid to fucking live among people who, like, we're slightly different than them, and that's why they fucking came here.
I think these are the same dynamics that motivated white people in the mid-19th century to basically vote against their own freedoms if it meant that they could keep slaves. Like, it was never about...
It was never about, like, law and order. It was just about, like, keeping control of a group of people.
Yeah, like, it wasn't...
Yeah.
It was the choice to not progress as a society, but to regress as a society if it meant that the people you don't like are hurt even worse than you are hurt.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it, yeah. It's very liberal, yeah.
When I said this, I was thinking, unsurprisingly, about W.E.B. Du Bois's Black Reconstruction, so I'm going to quote a passage from that book, which is, I think, illustrative of how entrenched in the American psyche is the tendency to prevent societal progress in the event that it helps somebody else. Du Bois is admittedly pretty generous in his assessment of Johnson here, but the concept can be generally applied to the white working class. The transubstantiation of Andrew Johnson was complete. He had begun as the champion of the poor laborer, demanding that the land monopoly of the Southern oligarchy be broken up so as to give access to the soil, south and west, to the free laborer. He had demanded the punishment of those Southerners who, by slavery and war, had made such an economic program impossible. Suddenly thrust into the presidency, he had retreated from this attitude. He had not only given up extravagant ideas of punishment, but he dropped his demand for dividing up plantations when he realized that Negroes would largely be beneficiaries. Because he could not conceive of Negroes as men, he refused to advocate universal democracy, of which, in his young manhood, he had been the fiercest advocate, and made strong alliance with those who would restore slavery under another name. This change did not come by deliberate thought or conscious desire to hurt. It was rather the tragedy of American prejudice made flesh, so that the man born to narrow circumstances, a rebel against economic privilege, died with the conventional ambition of a poor white to be the associate and benefactor of monopolists, planters, and slave drivers.
kind of like how liberals will complain about like the idea of like student debt relief, about how like it's not fair to have like societal progress.
Or just the blanket statement of like, oh yeah, fuck everybody in a red state. I hope they all die. They don't deserve.
Like, Jesus Christ, yeah.
They voted for Republicans, so it's like their fault, so they're fucked.
Especially when people talk about fucking Wisconsin, like there was an active like cultural and political attack that was waged by the right to change that state into a conservative state. So like, fuck off. Like, you don't know what you're talking about when you say shit like that. So, or a red state. I shouldn't say a conservative state. A red state. Sorry.
There's more not so great California news. Republican billionaire luxury real estate Rick Caruso finished second in the open primary for LA mayor, and it only took $41 million of his own money to get him to that point. And he will be facing off against U.S. Democratic House Congresswoman Karen Bass in the November runoff. So, yeah, Democrats continue to move in the direction of let's have, like, billionaire right-wing sycophants just be the face of our large-scale mayor's positions. Like, you have Eric Adams. He's not a billionaire, but he's a right-wing. He's a right-wing psychopath.
Mike Bloomberg.
Eric Adams is funny on the level that he's like Trump, dude. It's wonderful. But, like, you know, he's terrifying at the same time. Like, he's scarier than Trump to me because he could actually, like...
Because he's actually, like, mentally coherent?
Yeah, exactly. He could actually get things done. I'm like, okay, that motherfucker, get him away, you know? This weird
like,
house
actually, that's why I was, like, more worried about,
shit.
Like, Bloomberg, between, like, Bloomberg, Biden, and Trump, because they're all basically, like, the same person, but, like, Bloomberg's the only one who's, like, cognitively, like, coherent.
Yeah, Bloomberg would be, like, just an awful fucking...
I don't know, like, it's weird because I think the appeal of Trump was that, like, he was dumb enough that he almost could pass as, like, a normal human in social circles, whereas, like, Mike Bloomberg, like, doesn't know how to talk to people at all, you know?
I know.
He just sounds like an alien trying to learn, like, human language.
Yeah. He's got billionaire brain. Like Howard,
fucking Elon Musk.
Howard Schultz and shit, yeah. They got billionaire brain. That's why they say dumb shit on the fucking, like, out loud. That's why, like, Elon Musk's, like, fucking... Yeah, that's why he tweets, like, insane, bizarre gender theory shit, like he's been tweeting this week. And that's why, like, Howard Schultz says that he's not going to... Openly makes labor violations in interviews and shit. Because they have billionaire brain. They don't think about it. They think they're untouchable. To a degree, I mean, it is true.
In our current legal framework, yes, they basically
exactly.
are.
Yes, to a degree it is true. They are untouchable. Lest it be a... I mean, what? No, I didn't say that. Moving on, Joe. What's their next story? Bleep that out.
So the Fed is will be discussing the possibility of raising interest rates another 0.75 of a percentage point, even though they already raised interest rates 0.25 percentage point last month. They're talking about doing between June and July a total of another 1.5 percentage points worth of increased rates for borrowing money, and this is
who we borrowing from this time? China still?
This will increase the cost of borrowing literally for basically all kinds of loans.
Yeah,
student
they're borrowing
loans,
from
mortgage
the
loans,
Fed.
basically anything.
Oh, okay. Don't you love it? We're fucking insane in this country.
Yeah, like that's just enough to impact students a lot, but it probably isn't gonna impact corporations very much.
What's going to impact corporations is the stock market's crashing. But Joe, tell us more about inflation.
Well, it's crashing because of the news about the interest rates.
Yeah, fuck them.
People are already scared.
Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck
pieces
the stock
of
market.
Fuck them.
Fuck them, they can suck that stock.
What? I don't know. Just saying things. Just
of corn, stock of corn.
And so there's cut and snap benefits because of this inflation and this shit. And that's not fair. Fuck them.
They're cutting snap just
fuck
because
the rich
like
man, Joe. Eat him. Eat his legs off. No. Oh,
eat his
we
ass.
really do need to eat the rich.
Get in that ass, Larry.
Eat that ass. Eat the rich ass. Oh god, that means something. I actually am wearing an Eat the Rich shirt, but besides the point.
I'm wearing a gutrectomy shirt.
It's a good name.
Carlene, what does it say on the back?
Ripping farts out my butt.
What does it say on the back?
Do you have any more stories?
My shirt.
No.
Well, then there we go, baby. So we talked.
Condemned to suffer.
Honestly, I will say
condemned to suffer is what it says on the back.
the most
Yeah,
the Eat the
Condemned
Rich
to Suffer.
podcast has been doing a couple
Eat the
episodes
Rich?
about McKinsey, and they're hilarious.
Have they been eating the rich though?
Oh yeah, they did a 2-part McKinsey.
Is that where
Definitely recommend
Pete
listening
worked?
to. Yeah.
Fuck, I don't care about McKinsey. What do they do over there? They suck each other's dicks?
No, it's really bad.
The dick sucking factory?
It's
What do they
really
do?
bad.
They adjust like bread prices in Bolivia or somewhere?
Well, it's like because they have the credibility at
Sorry.
because they are a corporate entity, they are extended a degree of what's the word? I just said it and I forgot what I just said.
Leniency?
No, credibility. They are extended an amount of credibility just as a function of being a corporate entity. So basically, they hand down inhumane, purely profit-driven decisions so that the corporations that they do
Or
consultation
government
with,
entities as well.
yeah, and the government,
Because they covered how, like, they were basically making ISIS decisions for them.
yeah. So it's outsourcing the evil to a ostensibly data-driven corporate entity, so that.
What do you mean by that?
Like, if you want to
They were making ISIS's decisions for them. Ooh, say that 10 so far. Blah, blah, blah. See, I'm fucked up. Anyways, yeah.
McKinsey, basically, if they could put the numbers together that prove that it is profitable and logical to torture fucking refugees in a concentration camp, then it gets the rubber stamp, you know? So McKinsey is basically the entity that puts together the data and the PowerPoints to convince an audience of yes men that it's okay to do that. So that they can say, well, it wasn't us, it was McKinsey. They said it was in the data. They told us we could do it. And then nobody is responsible because McKinsey has a very strong and honorable policy of confidentiality with all their clients, including the government. So,
all right, maybe I will listen to that. That's very creepy. It's upsetting and creepy and weird.
And they make a ton of fucking money doing it.
Woo! Give me some
Yeah,
of
like the
that.
ICE contract they had was like worth what, like $20 million?
I will do something useful with it. Anyways, yeah. McKinsey bad. Anyway, guess so, Joe. Wow. Ooh. What the fuck was I about to talk about? Anyway, yeah! Last time on this show, on the program, we talked about how Mr. Charlie Baker vetoed undocumented people being allowed to get a license in the state, and the city council, who had a majority, or the state senate, whatever, who had a majority, turned over the veto, and so it is now law that undocumented people can now get a license in the state of Massachusetts. So victory. That's positive
Hell
news.
yeah, partner.
Later, we got some positive news later. The whole rest of it is not going to be positive. Full disclosure, I will say this first. I will talk about Tanya Del Rio taking over, heading the Mass and Cash Initiative. I was looking for an article today on it, and I couldn't find it, unfortunately. But, like, Tanya is personally, like, someone I, like, she's a comrade, full disclosure. Like, she wanted me to work on her election and stuff. So, like, I know her. I can contact her and find out what's going on with that. But I feel like in her hands, she's a very caring person. She shares our politics. So I hope things move in a positive direction with her as the head of it, whatever her plans are again.
Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this?
I have no fucking...
Why did we say, fuck it, we'll do it live on this particular topic? This is my wheelhouse, and I am the third wheel.
That's the problem, because I was trying to find the article today, because I was like, Jesse needs to know this, and it was just like, okay. Like, I don't know. Like, I went through Jonathan Cohen's fucking, like, Twitter.
You fucking...
I'm sorry, guys.
Piece of shit. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like, I genuinely looked...
I was eating French toast with my mom. It's alright, dude.
We all had a good day. Well, not me. I had a pretty shitty day. Work was rough, but that's okay. But that's good news. If I find the article later, I'll fucking let you know. Anyways.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah, for like in like 2 or 3 weeks. There was also a new city council budget, which they put together, and it had a whole bunch of different amendments in it that allocated money to various places. Whether you think those places are good or not, you can look at it, but it was mostly the primary... Wow. The primary source where the money was coming from was from police funding, and a lot of the more right-leaning Democrats who you wouldn't consider to be defund the police type people were signing on to this. It was basically the city council unanimously tried to pass this budget. And then breaking news, this is why you should listen to Bostopia, our good comrade, good friend and comrade, Evan George, is the breaking fucking news. Woo vetoed it, so the money is going back to the cops. What the fuck? So breaking news live, you've heard it first. Doot. I'm sorry, everybody. That was my mistake. Yeah.
When you disconnected, there was like a little boop at the end of it. Did you rip your headphones out or something?
No, my mic disconnected is what happened.
No, I heard
apologize.
something disconnect.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Yeah, it was very funny.
I can't hit my desk too hard because it'll. Anyways, no. But this is another example of Michelle being disappointing in various ways. Her budget of disappointments, which is also an episode of
Budget of Disappointment.
Bostopia news that you should listen to. We still have technical difficulties. It wouldn't be an Epoch without it. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry I did that. Oh God. Anyways, that's all I really have. Also, it's likely that those cops shot some kids down there in Texas. We might be finding out that soon.
Oh,
they're not releasing any of the body cam footage. They're unwilling, and they're unwilling to engage with the press or anyone anymore about any questioning. So, seeming more likely each and every day.
Yeah, cops are great.
Mm-hmm.
I know, right?
Yeah, and Michelle wants to overfund ours.
yeah, because they're so good. That's why.
The Boston City Police have a impeccable record of upstanding.
Yeah, they're definitely not pedophiles.
Upstanding the wholesome reputation of the community and respecting its citizens. And
yeah, they've never done corruption, and they treat women really well, I heard.
Uh-huh.
And black people. Wow.
Yeah.
They just love black people, I heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, we said we wanted to keep it short. Unless you have something, Jesse. I think you do, Jesse.
Me?
You said you had something you wanted to talk the melange or whatever. Spice melange.
Spice melange.
The menagerie, excuse me.
Oh. Well, I wanted to talk. I was hoping that I'd be able to get through the last narration for imperialism, but I have the last chapter, basically. Chapter 10. So as soon as that's out, I want to do a recap of that pamphlet here in the main feed, because there's so many pieces of it. It's really hard to hold it all in your head at the same time, but a lot of it is still very much pertinent to today's economy and the mechanisms of global capitalism, monopoly capitalism.
This is Lenin?
Imperialism. Yes, it's Lenin.
Yeah, okay. Thought so. Lenin's always still relevant.
Yeah.
He just proves to be. I don't know.
It's just, it's in a weird way because he gives very specific figures in the pamphlet, but they're from Great Britain. All of the capital has kind of been shifted around. The dynamic is different now because America exploded.
Yeah, you can extrapolate. Yeah, I get it.
But the rest of it is basically the same.
Yeah, he's always coming back. Just like Benghazi. Lenin's always coming back. Thank you, Jeff. Someone has to. Because that was an awful joke. Jesus.
Yeah, I literally don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Benghazi's coming back. It's a joke, dude.
What do you mean?
It's like a right-wing meme, Benghazi's coming back.
You said that man had to go to the end. You said that man had to go to the end. I'm not scared, I'm not weak, I'm just trying to pretend.
I'll probably cut a bunch of that out. Nobody needs to know.
You don't need to know anything.
I'll cut it out. Yeah.
Yeah, cut it all out.
I'll excise it like a fucking
Body without
surgeon.
organs. And all that shit. Anyways, my name is Scott.
Oh, sweet wife.
Ooh, sweaty burping wife over there. Burping wife on on the social medias. Yeah. Follow me at sweaty wife. Joe, go. No? Okay. Joe.
I'm Joe. You can find me on the internet. I mean, it's not really worth trying to, but you can find me on the internet at Twitter at JLFB96, complaining about the Red Sox offense, or conversely, actually saying that things are going well with that particular thing.
What is this positivity shit, Joe?
I am optimistic about baseball and pretty much nothing else.
I mean, I have this weird curiosity about people who are positive about like the Celtics winning the series right now. I think that's adorable, but like,
oh, they're screwed.
No, yeah, after they didn't win Game 4, that was it basically. So sorry. So
that's how. It went for the Red Sox in the ALCS last year. Pretty much the same story.
Yeah, and he's Jesse.
And I'm Jess Hart.
Yeah, I said it weird. Sorry, and he's Jesse, folks.
And you can find my music on SoundCloud.com/Contingence Boston, CONTINGENCE Boston. Remember to hit up comrade-rosie.org, select that Getting Involved tab. Choose one or more mutual aid groups to donate your time, labor, and or money to, because people really need your help right now. And I am somewhat saddened to say that Austin Brighton Mutual Aid Group is closing its shutters officially. We are sadly sulking away from the project that I have been cheerleading for, past I don't know how many months. We do not have the capacity. There's like no volunteer labor left. Everybody's back to work now. So Facebook group will still be active. I will still, in my own capacity, Venmo people $20 here or there if they need gas money to get to work or if they need to pay medical bills. But I am merely one man, and I am definitely not as bourgeois as I sound. Do I sound like a rich guy?
Not really.
I sound like the richest guy on the podcast because the quality of the audio is better for me. But this is merely a myth. I am actually a poor man. So, donate to a different mutual aid group. I don't know if anybody ever donates to any of them, but, either help us out or pick a different one.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
or go
that.
fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Pick another thing.
It's fucking hard work.
Join
you
a
do
union. Give to some mutual aid. Give to some shit. Do some fucking shit with your fucking life. Or don't.
I had a slam recommendation.
He had one.
Your slam recommendation. Oh, this one's good. Your slam recommendation for the week is an album entitled Composting the Masticated by Colonize the Rotting. You could pretend to be excited about it.
Okay, what's their name again? Sorry?
Colonize the Rotting?
No, the fucking name of the band.
Colonize the Rotting.
Oh no, the name of the song then, sorry. Shut the fuck up, Joe.
The name of the album.
Whatever. What is it called?
Composting the Masticated.
Okay.
It's a human compost pile of chewed up people, you fuck.
Yeah, no, I got it. Jesus.
Good. They're split up.
Oh no! Where were they from?
They have been composted. They were from San Jose.
San Jose.
That's bizarre. One of the lyrical themes on the Encyclopedia Metallum was decomposition. Like, pretty straightforward band here.
Yeah, they want to compost their chewed up food. Spit it out. Compost it. Yeah. But like we said,
compost your epoch.
Yeah, compost your epoch. Join a union. Do some mutual aid. Do something for the people, baby. Join DSA. Or don't. Or just jack that dick off. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It matters anymore.
Yeah.
See, I made you guys laugh.
Jerk off for the revolution. That'll help.
Yeah. If you're not personally happy, then you're not, what are you doing? You gotta jerk off.
Do a lot of selfish stuff that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
For the revolution, I guess.
I guess.
Complain about stuff on the Slack. No, I'm kidding. That's the
Please
folks.
don't.
Well, don't
do it.
I'm not going to say anything. What I'm going to say.
I'm saying
Is-
don't complain about shit on the Slack.
Don't ever complain about Slack on the shit. And that's your Epoch. Or no, what do we say? We say Batankdo. We say... here's what we do. Here's what we do. Is we roll our tanks through the masticated, and then we go up to City Hall, and we go, fuck you, and then we blow down the doors, and then Michelle Wu will be like, I'm a Maoist now, and then we're like, no you're not, and then she'll be like, just wait, and then we're like, okay, but like, we don't let her actually like have any like power, but like she's just like in a corner office
She's just
somewhere,
cosplaying
like, she's
as
in a corner
Mao.
off, yeah, basically, she's in a corner office somewhere like cosplaying that she's this
like,
Maoist mayor.
We're gonna build this huge fucking hydroelectric dam, but it's like her garden. And we're like, all right, Michelle Wu.
Yeah, sure, whatever. No, that's, yeah.
Are you
that's
okay, Scott?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm a little scattered brain today, honestly. It's been a day.
It's been a day.
Power.
It happens.
Before we signed on for our meeting, I was losing power. It was bullshit. Anyways, that's your Epoch. Go. Oh, and like Philip Baker Hall died, and that's sad. He's a great actor. He was a great actor. He's in Magnolia, one of my favorite movies. Go watch Magnolia or watch Secret Honor. That's a good movie. Good film. Or Sydney. Party.
Secret Honor. I don't even know her.
Secret Honor is about it's basically this it's based on a play where it's about like it presupposes that like Nixon made the secret recording before he like stepped down and
Nixon just sent a bunch of dick pics.
Maybe. No, but like basically he like made this secret recording of him like confessing.
Can you imagine like in the Nixon era what you would have to do to send someone a dick pic?
Yeah, you would have to take a picture of your dick and then mail it to them, basically.
Like have your photos developed.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like send it in the mail.
That's why they invented the fucking Polaroid. Right there.
Yeah,
Anyways.
but you still have to like make the effort to mail it, so you couldn't be like, "Oh, that was an accident."
Yeah, you had to personally write down. Fuck. That's another good movie.
Sorry, wrong person. Lol.
Yeah, you write the note. Yeah, you send it to a person. You write notes.
Like, send a separate letter.
Long person. Lol. Separate letter. Yeah, exactly. Oh God, Doug killed him.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, that was worth it. Was worth it to keep talking.
Okay, all right.
End the fuck.